Hi guys, this is Greg coming back to you with another Transformers review, and I promise that this time it's a character and a toy that I'm much more enthusiastic about. This is something that's actually stood the test of time, in my opinion, from my maturity from a child into an adult. I still like it every bit as much as now as I did then. This is Transformers Cybertron Optimus Prime. Let the awesomeness of this vehicle mode sink in as much as you possibly can. It's a very Cybertronian looking fire engine that he somehow managed to scan an Earth replica of in order to form in the cartoon. Fucking cartoon logic, how does it work? That aside, this is an awesome looking toy. And the reason I like it so much is it's just got so much play value to it. Now, this is, of course, from the Cybertron line. And it's got two Cyber Key gimmicks, triggered by this right here, the Autobot Leader Key. First, we have a missile launcher on the side here. I don't know if you see this, but it actually... The springs are messing up a little bit on me here. Let's try this again. Okay. Son of a bitch. Okay, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to release these two missile launchers at the sides here. And they have independently firing missiles that do really well. It actually comes with 3 missiles, and I haven't found the third one yet. The 2 missiles go on the side here, and a third one goes into this end blaster, which actually becomes Prime's own personal pistol in robot mode. The other gimmick that I'm hoping works a little bit better, cross my fingers, it's kind of hard to see, but it opens up like this, and you get lights and sounds. There you go, red LED right in your face, thanks to me. But I love this truck mode. It's long, it's very Cybertronian looking. I would have loved to see a retool, if not just a straight redeco of this thing, into an Ultra Magnus. I mean, come on, even the G1 figure was Prime's cab with a retooled trailer. And if you look at how long and how sturdy this thing already is, if somebody made a retooled trailer for this thing that made it into a car carrier, it would be one of the most awesome toys ever, and I would buy it in a heartbeat. Now, this vehicle mode's got a little bit of play with it, and in fact, there's so many features in this guy that I may actually have to do 2 videos on this thing. The first is, this truck has a flight mode, yes, a flying fire truck. We're going to take the cannons up like this, and we're going to pull out the sides, and rotate them horizontally. So what you end up with is a truck with really big wings. I really consider this to be a bonus mode. I mean, if you want, you can flip out these guns too for a little bit more firepower, like Prime needs it. But, I mean, it really doesn't look like anything except a partly destroyed and partly reassembled truck that's been given the gift of flight. However, it does get points for at least having suitably large wings and putting the cannons in a spot where they can shoot the hell out of Seekers. Because let's face it, we want to see this guy go to town. The truck mode has one other little feature to it, which is that you can actually, if I get this back into position, remove the back of this fire engine like it's a trailer. And when you do that, and remove along with it these 2 blue pieces, there, you have a new pair of wheels at the back. Now, at this point, it to me looks a lot like the main cab of the Power Master Optimus Prime, the one that got adapted in Japan as Jinrai. And it's very cool. It still manages to roll like this. I wish they would have painted the inside of these wheel wells the same bronze as the other 8, but c'est la vie. It's still a very nice truck. It still rolls fine. And from here, it's a very, very short transformation to robot, especially since you can see the head right there. Oh well. We're going to take the legs, split them a little bit. If they want to, we can bring them down. Bring his crotch piece down. Seems very Power Master Prime-esque in its transformation, right? Fold these up along the back. Give him some very, very thick and sturdy legs. He's got no problem balancing this one. Now we're going to take the cab and we're going to split it. And we're going to take these side windows and we're going to bring them around to the front. We're going to pop up his head, which I'll get to the head sculpt in a little bit. Pop his arms in place. Lift these up a little bit as shoulder panels. And rotate the arms down and to the side. And you have Prime's robot mode. Now, legs are a little bit long for the body, but it is certainly well articulated. We've got the head here, which can turn, and it can do a full 360. So you can do the Exorcist thing, although it can't vomit green slime for obvious reasons. He's got ratcheting shoulders. Unfortunately, they've only got so much play on them due to this. But, oh well, you're going to pretty much have to deal with that. And since he isn't Ultra Magnus, he can deal with that now. You've got bicep rotation. You've got 180 degrees at the elbow due to transformation. No wrist articulation, but he has opening and closing fingers. Very, very nice. No waist articulation, which is a shame because there's no reason he couldn't have had it apart from the fact that he's got a crotch piece. Flasher! Yeah. He's got forward a little bit hindered by the crotch piece, but on his design, if you push it forward far enough, it will actually force the cod piece forward. Jesus, it's more like he's wearing a kilt than anything else. And of course it ratchets out in the other direction. And the wheel joint here, it's on some very thin plastic, but it will actually move to accommodate outward movement. You've got a thigh rotation, a knee that will bend 90 degrees backwards and a few degrees forwards, so you can give Optimus a chicken walk for whatever reason. And due to transformation for the super mode, you've got just a little bit of foot play. It's not going to be a hell of a lot of use for posing him, but you can get some really cool pose out of this guy. You can have him Bruce Lee kick. And let's face it, Optimus Bruce Lee kicking somebody, fucking awesome. Now, of course, it's got some vehicle kibble on it. You've got like the entire side of the vehicle here, but it actually manages to look the way they've sculpted it, like arm guards, if not a pair of brass knuckles, to make Optimus punching you in the face that much sweeter. Now, a little bit more controversial, he's got a mouth. At least his mouth is not as conspicuous as it is on the Energon first molding. But don't worry, you can fix that because there's a little lever at the back here. And that's for his super mode. You can pull on it if you're holding him right. It's really hard to hold him up in the show. And now Prime's got his traditional mouth plate. And this actually gives it sort of a battle mask feel to it, which makes Prime seem even more like a warrior. Unfortunately, my copy's head keeps sinking into his body. Ah, c'est la vie. If you turn his head a little, he's less prone to it because now it will actually catch. So, hoo-ah! To borrow Ratchet's line. Sorry, Ratchet. Nothing personal. But here's the creme de la creme of him. See, you've got this vaguely truck-like molded front, which sort of makes up for the fact that his truck halves actually form his shoulders instead of anything traditional. But you pop this open. And I like to do this by flipping the cod piece up, because that'll catch it and bring it down, but you can do it your own way if you want. Bring it down. The Autobot Matrix of Leadership. Everybody loves the Autobot Matrix of Leadership. This is a removable matrix. Now, it doesn't look quite as traditional as it could. The outside of it should be painted orange and the center crystal blue instead of just this, and the back of it is not painted at all. It's just solid lump. But it is molded, and Prime can actually hold it in his hands, kinda, with his thumbs. It's really hard to get him to actually hold it properly because of the way his arms are. It's very tricky to rotate them together, so I won't attempt it right now. But that removable matrix is a great accessory. None of the other Unicron Trilogy Optimus has had it. And in fact, the only other Optimus before the Masterpiece line I can think of that even had a removable matrix was Big Convoy from Beast Wars Neo. And of course his English released redeco as the Universe Nemesis Prime. But that's very nice. So he's got a gun in robot mode, which is the end of the cannon. And you open up, if you've got his hand open up, it's got pegs on the sides, and it literally just pegs into the side of his hand. And it's got pegs for either side. It can fit in either hand. Once you close it up, he's got a very dirty, hairy-looking pistol for it. And if you can get a missile in it, it uses the same missiles as the others. Do you feel lucky, punk? Oh, did I not cock it all the way? Something's up here. No, I might not have put it in right. I'm not sure. Oh well, attempt on that aborted, but if Optimus just had this much, I'd already like him a lot. But he's got more. Oh, he's got more. He can combine with the remnants of his truck mode into a super robot mode, which is kick-ass. You take the remnants of the back of his truck mode, and you pull out this blue piece, and it becomes two halves. And I probably shouldn't have to show this to you if you've at all seen the Cybertron episodes, because they love their stock footage, and they would show it to you pretty much every single time. But you pull those guns out to the side, fold them around, bring the back of Prime's feet around, and form longer legs, fold the feet in, and now the wheels are touching the ground, but they do compress in when he's standing. They're on springs, so they'll come right back down when there's no weight on them, but when there is weight on them, they will fold in, so he can actually stand. Very nice touch. I'm almost surprised Fans Project didn't do that with the City Commander armor, but I'm not going to nitpick on that, because they still made an awesome figure. Snap these on the back. So now Prime has got even bigger feet than he did in his regular robot mode, which is going to be very important. Then you take this back panel here. You butterfly it open, just like you're going to go to the weird flying truck, but instead you twist these 180 degrees. Now, the package art will actually show you to leave them like this and tilt these forward, but if you go by the animation model, and I do, because otherwise it makes the fact that they can go that far kind of pointless, you open these up, it becomes a literal backpack for Prime. He actually puts it on like a backpack. Now, of course, I haven't used a backpack with both straps since like grade 5 or grade 7. Fuck, I don't remember. You rotate the cannons forward and slightly down so that they'll clear under his arms, and you get these pair of freaking big underslung cannons. Once you've got his head up, you of course deploy the battle mask, and then he's got fins at the side. And those fins at the side go to complete the look, and this is Optimus's super robot mode. Holy fuck. I love this thing. It doesn't make him super huge like Armada Prime's super mode, but This one manages to retain Prime's color scheme and gives him something that really the others don't, and that's massive, massive artillery. Now, despite all the weight that's on him, he's actually not that back heavy, because you've got the cannon slung forward, so the weight's evenly distributed, and he's got massive feet. So if you sit him down, he will actually stand. He's actually standing on my smooth laptop right now, with those wheeled feet. And if you watch this, I can even lean him back that much, like he's singing opera, like the Attackus figure from Emgo's videos. Oh, in one of the videos, I forget which one it was now. You can do it like that, and he won't fall backwards. Or you can sling him really far forwards, like he's just been socked in the gut. And he won't fall. He's really good. Now, does it compromise his articulation a little bit? It does. Because now you can have him in sort of this weird pseudo-running pose where I've got one leg back and one leg forward. That can't be healthy for running. I don't know why I did that. But, okay, I'll produce something a little bit more realistic for his running. There. See, he's on one foot and just bouncing on the tiptoe of the other. So, of course he's going to fall over. That's not fair at all. So really you can't pose him in anything other than a standing pose for the Super Robot mode. But, oh well, I don't really care. Because he's this armed to the death figure, and he's got massive wings. So this is a Prime that could fly. In G1, the Decepticons were, for the most part, the ones who could fly. Well, now Prime can catch up with you. And I'll show you the box art erroneously wanting you to... Geez, I can't actually spin them around with them attached to him. Okay, I'll unpeg it, and I'll show you... I mean, if you follow the box art, and you actually sling them over his shoulders... What does it change? Well, for starters, the guns end up at really weird angles compared to what they did before. I know they were slightly angled before, but now they're just... I don't know, it kind of looks weird to have Optimus with these big cannons above him. And it gives you a reason to see all this molded detailing on the inside here. But these look to me more like just lines to give the figure solidity. It just doesn't look as good as if you got the wings positioned properly. And in case you're wondering, you can still open his chest and get the matrix out of it in this mode. That doesn't stop you at all. So apart from hindering the posability a little bit, he doesn't lose anything, really, by gaining his super mode. And it makes him really, really powerful. So, if I had to give this guy a rating, he's actually going to get a really high rating from me because he's got a lot of playability. You can configure the truck mode 2 ways with the trailer and 1 way without, and then you've got a robot mode and a super robot mode. And there's actually a fan-made mode that I'll show you quickly. It's very simple, and it literally just... You take what's left over from the truck and you convert it back to its original form, and then you just stand Prime on it like a hoverboard, which is really fitting because we had the Beast Wars 10th Anniversary Optimus Primal mold with a giant hoverboard in that line, so we might as well have Optimus Prime with a giant hoverboard. Yeah. Wow. My toy almost fell on my computer. That kind of sucks. But, so yeah, this isn't much. This is a bonus. This is a fan mode. You really can't count it for anything. but just the core figure, without the fan stuff being thrown in. He's got a lot of articulation. He's got a removable matrix, which is huge on an Optimus Prime figure. A lot of playability. I'm going to be really generous on this guy, and I'm going to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I honestly think he deserves it. Yeah, he's got some truck kibble in robot mode, so what? He's a really good figure that you can do a lot with and have a lot of fun with. And honestly, I think any Optimus Prime collector should have this guy standing on their shelves. You should have a G1 Prime. You should have a Classics Prime. You should have this guy. And in my opinion, you should also have the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime, just because it's a marvel of engineering, but I realize that not everybody likes that, so I won't push it. But I definitely think that this guy right here, if you're a Prime lover, should be in your collection. I strongly recommend him. I give him that 9.5 out of 10 with pride. And that's all for this Transformers review, so in the meanwhile, I'll be seeing you